Hello, how are you? During this election cycle, I've been seeing more and more videos by black men who are saying that they feel that the Democrats are taking the black vote for granted. Now, I came across this video. A television station in Michigan went on the street and started asking black men this question. What do you think the Democrats understand the least about black America and specifically black men in America? I just want to go through this and let you hear some of their responses.
What they understand least about us is that we are human beings too, and we got rights too.
I don't think they take us serious. They take us for granted.
Now, that is an overriding theme that I think that black people feel they're being taken for granted.
The fact that we're just Americans, first of all.
A lot of times they think that we are just going to follow maybe what our parents followed or what our grandparents followed, and they think that we're not thinkers.
Now, I think that's the case too. I think that they don't think that we're going to evaluate what they've done the last 4 years and their policies going forward. I think that they feel they're just going to vote based on something that happened 60 years ago, and they're going to continue to vote Democratic just because their parents did. And increasingly, that is not the case. Black people are starting to evaluate each election now, and they're coming to the conclusion that maybe conservative values or the conservative approach may be right for them.
You know, smart enough to think for ourselves and really look at this for what it is.
They believe that black people are uneducated, that they don't love their country, and they are just led by whatever they see on news, celebrities, and the media.
That's true. Like when you watch the media, you hardly ever see a black conservative on television. They feel as though if we just continue to depict black Americans as liberal, then the black people will fall in line and be compelled to continue to vote Democratic. But that's not the case. And thanks to social media, you're hearing now that black men and black women are at heart conservative. A lot of black people feel that family is extremely important. They feel that some of the policies that have been administered onto the black community are not pro-family. Black people, by a large majority, feel as though that a lot of these social issues are not, we're not in alignment with the Democratic Party. For example, I don't know any black person who feels that a 12-year-old kid should be able to pick their gender, take puberty blocking medication, and have their body parts removed because they feel a certain kind of way. I don't know any black person that believes that. I don't know any black person that believes that biological boys should be competing against biological girls in sports. I don't know anybody who believes that. I don't know anybody who believes that a grown man should be going into a woman's restroom or dressing room or shower or anything like that. We don't believe those things. But if you listen to the talking heads that's supposed to represent black people on television and in the media and in entertainment, you would think that all black people are totally in agreement with all of these policies that we find crazy. You know, so people are looking at that. Black people are voicing their opinions now thanks to social media, and you're seeing that we are becoming more aligned with the conservative point of view. And that is an option for us, not to say that everybody has to go in that direction, but we are seeing that that is a possibility. And a lot of us are choosing to align ourselves with conservative values.
Not gullible the black voter is.
They're underestimating the black voter. They're putting us in a box, and they think we won't deviate from the norm.
That's absolutely true. That's how they feel. So they don't have to change. They don't have to cater to the black community because they've already got our vote. You know, we vote 95% for the Democratic Party, yet our needs are not met. The policies that the Democrats have put forth in the last 4 years have actually hurt the black community, starting with their drive to defund the police. They put that on the black community and made us feel as though the right thing was to defund the police in order to reform the police. But after the election, we didn't hear anything more about reforming the police. We were just stuck with the defunded police departments and more crime and more looting, and the Democrats have not addressed that at all. You know, and the Democrats want the world to believe that black people are totally in agreement with their immigration policy, which we've seen tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people immigrating from other countries into black communities, and the resources that are supposed to be allocated, are supposed to be used to take care of black citizens, are now being used to take care of immigrants from other countries. And the Democrat Party has not addressed that at all. They have not said that they will stop doing that. They have not admitted that this has hurt our community. They are willing to double down on that. And in the next 4 years, we might see maybe another 20 million people come across the border and find themselves in black communities, and the resources that were supposed to go to build black communities are now, or will be going to, or continue to be going to people from other countries. That is not something that black people want. And the conservative part of the election, or the people that are running as conservatives, they seem like they're more in tune to what actually the black community is saying.
They don't come to the hood and see what's going on in the hood, so they'll never know what's going on in the hood.
They don't have black voters if they don't have any broke black voters.
They can't buy us. You know, the black vote has long stood with the Democratic Party for long, and I feel like they have taken that for granted.
Now, when he says they can't buy us, what the Democratic Party thinks in terms of buying us is by holding a rally and inviting a rapper to entertain us, or a singer to sing for us, or somebody to twerk for us, as Camilla Harris did in Atlanta last weekend. She had Meg Thee Stallion twerking for the black community. That's what they consider buying black votes, is to have someone entertain us, not address our issues, not even talk about the things that are important to us, but just entertain them. When the Democratic convention comes along, you're going to see entertainment. They're going to have the choirs, they're going to have all the celebrities, and as the election gets closer to election day, you're going to see more of that rolling out, and that's supposed to influence the black community. Just forget about all the issues that are going on in your community, and just let's have some fun, and let's just get to the polls. And that approach is no longer working. Like the brother said, they cannot buy the black vote.
And they haven't done much with it. And black men are entrepreneurial. Black men are responsible. Black men want to take care of their family. Black men are competent.
And that's another thing. Family. Family is important to us. Family is important to black men and black women. But we have seen over the last 40, 50 years, the policies that have been rolled out by the Democratic Party has hurt black families. It's to the point now only 25% of black children grow up in a two-parent family. And that's in part, a big part of that is the policies that have been rolled out on the black community by the Democratic Party. And instead of addressing these issues, They want to talk to us about immigration and allowing immigrants to come in. They want to talk to us about gender issues, identity issues, and things like that. Drag queen story time and things like that. These things are not what the community needs to be talking about or dealing with. We need fundamental change. We need a conservative approach to building the black family. We don't need all these offshoots that are basically a distraction from what we need. So at last, due to social media, black people are getting a voice, and you're hearing that more and more as we lead up into this election.
Black men are able, and we can't be bought with socialist agendas. We are smart and we're able.
We're trying to get up out of here, take care of our people, get rich, feed the wealth, you feel me? And make it somewhere. They don't know that.
And like you said, we want to feed the wealth. We want to contribute to society. We want a level playing field. We don't want to be treated as though we need a special carve out for us and things like that. And that's just a way of more or less discriminating against us to say that we cannot compete on a level playing field. From my father's generation, their goal was to have a level playing field. It wasn't to have a zillion programs rolled out that break up the family, okay? They had a record back in the 60s that James Brown made. It said, I don't want nobody to give me nothing, open up the door and I'll get it myself. And that is the same sentiment that black people are expressing 60 years later, and we still have not been heard by the Democratic Party.
Never put people in a box. That's what the Democrats don't understand about black people. They're smart, intelligent, and will think for themselves.
They think that we're all broke. They think that we need handouts. And it's just not like that. We're hardworking people.
We're just normal people. We're not special because we're black. No person is special because of their race. We're just normal people, and that's it. And you don't have to treat us like we're a brand new creature.
Right. Now, one of the things that brings to mind is the way that the Democrats approach ID, voter identification. One of their rebuttals to the Republicans proposing that we have voter identification is that it's discriminatory against black people. As if black people can't get identification. Like, we don't have driver's license, we don't have bank accounts, we don't have credit cards, we don't have all of these different forms of identification. Like, we don't have passports, or we can't acquire identification. They'll just say, oh yeah, it's discriminating against black people, as if we're brand new and we don't know how to navigate this system. It's disrespectful, and it's the biggest bigotry of low expectations that we're experiencing with the Democratic Party. Like, they're tone deaf to what the black American needs or wants from them. You know, they want to dictate to us what we want or what we need instead of listening to us. And what we need is very traditional and very conservative. We don't need all of these crazy ideas and crazy programs to build our community.
Okay, trying to make me think that I deserve more than somebody else. I've been mistreated more than others. No, we're just normal people, and we live normally in society. That's it.
They literally underestimate the zeal of the people to get successful in this country.
Right. We want to be successful. And the brother, I don't know what country he's from, but he probably migrated over here, and he sees it. You know, there's a zeal in the black community to be successful. We want to take advantage of opportunities, and we need a party to help us achieve some of the goals that we are trying to achieve. If we vote for a party 95%, then we should have our needs met. We should not have to even argue about the fact that our needs aren't being met. We're voting 95% for the Democratic Party, yet other communities' needs are being put above ours. You know, 25% of our children actually grow up in a two-parent family, and that is attributable to the social programs that have been rolled out for the black community for the last 40 years. We need to address some of these things, and we need to go back to conservative values that bring the focus onto the family instead of these programs that are trying to redefine what is a woman and, have our children deciding their genders at 12 years old and taking puberty blockers and cutting off parts of their bodies because they feel a certain way. These are not values that build the black community. And we are not going to follow these policies that we know are not going to help us. All right, those days are over. We're not going to think about what happened 60 years ago and we don't feel a sense of loyalty to the Democratic Party. We want to know what's happening today, and we want to evaluate each party each time we have to vote, not let them rest on their laurels about what happened in the 1960s. We want to know what happened 4 years ago and how did it impact us. Did you live up to your promises or not? And in this case, the Democrats haven't, and you're seeing black people voice those exact sentiments thanks to social media. We are finally getting the word out.
It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter where they come from. Everybody wants to succeed. They want a chance at that American future. And they at least understand that because they think that somehow they can associate that only with their party. But people are looking for success wherever they can find it. And if the conservative movement shows them that that's where they're going to find that success, then guess where they're going to go? That's exactly where they're going to go.
And that's true. Black people are conservative, believe it or not. Like I said, black people do not believe that a biological man should be in a woman's restroom. Black people do not believe that drag queens should be reading to their elementary school children. Black people do not believe, like I said, that a 12-year-old kid should be deciding what gender they want to be. And black people do not believe that teachers should be having private conversations with their grade school children about sex. And these are things that black people do not believe. But yet, if you look at the Democratic Party, and if you look at people who are supposed to be representing us in the Democratic Party, you would think that all black people are cool with this. We're not. Black people, by nature, are conservative. Black people do not believe that late-term abortions are a thing that we should be anchoring for and protesting over. We don't believe that. And one of the reasons why there are so many people utilizing abortions is because of the financial conditions that we find ourselves in. If we were, if the Democratic Party was actually adhering or administering to our needs as per the rate that we vote, if they were as responsive to our needs, there would be less terminations of pregnancies, because you would have stronger families and you would have a better base to raise children. But these programs have not worked for us, and we're seeing the results of that now. So as the brother was saying, if the conservative point of view is what is best for us, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in that direction, and that's what's happening. And this election, they're saying 23% of black men are going to vote Republican, and that's still a lot of black people voting Democrat. Now, one of the examples of the way the Democrats take the black vote for granted, like I said, 23% of black men, excuse me, are voting Republican this election, estimated. Now, instead of the Democrats evaluating or reevaluating their approach to black America and maybe doing some introspection and saying, hey, maybe we didn't live up to our promises, or maybe our policies are not conducive to building black families. No, they are attacking black men as though we're the problem, like as if we are doing something wrong by voicing our opinions and bringing attention to the fact that the Democratic Party is not responsive to the things that we are asking it to be, or is not catering to our needs, even though we're voting for the Democratic Party at 90%. And if we're voting 23% for Republicans this cycle, that means that 77% of black men are voting Democratic. But in the Democrats' mind, there's something wrong with us because only 77% are voting for them. No other race votes 77% for either party. But if black men are not voting 95% or 92% for the Democratic Party, they feel that there's something wrong with black American men, black men. That is the biggest indication that they take our vote for granted.
Not all of us think of ourselves in relation to our skin color. This is really about values and morals and how you see the world, and you just vote that way and whatever's best for you. Not everybody's going to fall in line with the Democrat or the Republican, you know.
That's right. And once we get out of that mindset that we have to vote Democratic, then we can actually truly participate in the democratic process of elections. Right now, we're not even taken seriously. The Democrats take us for granted. They feel like they don't have to do anything for us because we're going to vote for them anyway, no matter what they do. And the Republicans feel like, hey, they're not going to vote for us no matter what we do, so we're not even going to worry about them either. So we're like on an island by ourselves, not getting our needs catered to because we are so committed to voting Democratic. If we just switched it up one time, we will shake up this system and we will get a change in the way that we're viewed. But if we continue to do what we're doing, we're going to continue to get what we got or what we're getting. You know, it's amazing that when Hillary Clinton ran for president in 2016, before she even decided to run, before she even threw her hat in the ring, black people were already saying, I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. And I would say, well, she hasn't even declared that she was running for office yet, and she hasn't even mapped out her policies, and we don't even know what she is proposing. Why are you voting for her already? And that's a prime example of how black people used to think, or a lot of us are still thinking like that. It doesn't matter what the policy is, we're voting for them anyway. And when you have that approach, you're not going to get anything from either party because you're not even in the game. You know, you're not even part of the system. You're just a block of votes that is not going to change, and it's not going to change anything. So hey, we don't have to cater to them because they're not going to vote for us. That's Republicans' point of view, and the Democratic point of view is we don't have to do anything for them because they're going to vote for us anyway. You do not want to be in that position. Black America is waking up. Thanks to social media, we're starting to hear what black people really think as opposed to what the media is trying to make us believe that we think. The celebrities do not speak for us. The talking heads that are on these news channels that we don't even know are not speaking for Black America. We are speaking for ourselves, and I challenge anybody to go on social media, whatever social media is your choice, and look at these types of videos and hear what black people are saying. Things are changing. You cannot put the toothpaste back into the tube. There's going to be a realignment in this country politically. Black people are finally waking up.
So this is our individual thing, but attacking people because they vote one way and think they're supposed to vote, you know, Democrat because they're black is probably not really a good idea.
Now he's relating to what I just said. If you say that, oh, well, you know what, maybe I won't vote Democratic. We're being attacked not because of the policy. that we disagree or agree with a policy, or we should agree with a policy that the Democrats are putting forth. We're being attacked because we're black and we're saying that we're not voting for Democrats. Check that out. It's not about the policy. It's just the fact that we're black and we're supposed to vote Democratic. You know, just like Biden told black people, oh, you're not black if you don't vote for me. You know, black people have actually internalized that and feel as though some black people, but those black people are being phased out by thinking black people who are actually evaluating each candidate and each policy and determining whether it actually helps or hurts them. Okay, the immigration policy does not help black America at all. Okay, we've seen black cities being bombarded with hundreds and thousands of people from other countries, and we've seen the cities utilizing resources that are supposed to be used to build the black community go to other communities, other people that aren't taxpayers, other people from other countries. So we see the policies, and instead of those types of policies being addressed or being corrected or just being talked about, and the Democrats actually admitting that, hey, this is harming black America. No, we get, don't even look at that. You're black, you're supposed to vote Democratic, but that's an old, faded, played out notion. And as we see in this video, and as you'll see if you open your eyes, black people are not going that way anymore. Okay?
I feel like sometimes they're just like, you know, trying to get the vote for like any other reasons, but then end up not really like following the agenda.
Democrats.
Exactly. They don't follow the agenda. Last 4 years ago was defund the police. Let's reform policing. They defunded the police, yes, but did they reform policing? After the election, did you hear anything else about defunding the police? Did you hear anything about Black Lives Matter after the election? That was all to get black people to vote for a policy that had potential, that sparked everybody's interests, but they had no intentions to follow through with it. And we're left with the fallout. We have more crime, more looting. We have a lot of issues because we have less policing now. So like the brother said, they're not following up on their initiatives or their promises to the black community, yet and still they expect us to vote for them. And if we don't vote 95% for them, something's wrong with us. No, nothing's wrong with us. Something's wrong with the party and their values.
Viewed black men as really, it was almost like we're not there in the community, right? That's untrue. Now, I always got the feeling as a young man that I was like an absentee. They felt like black men were absentees in society. That's not true, and it's never been true.
That's right. Black men want to have families. They want to be involved in their children's lives. And part of the fallout of the social agenda that the Democrats have rolled out for black people have hurt the black family. Like we know, only 25% of black children actually grow up in a two-parent family home. So this is a result. Now we can look back over what has happened over the last 40 years with these social programs, and we can see the results. You know, we can see what is happening in our community because of these programs, and we need to change them. And some of them need to be reevaluated, and some of them need to be eliminated. But the Democrats are not focusing on that. They're not focusing on what's best for the family. It seems like conservatives are more in line with what we need to bring to create stronger families. But the Democrats are trying to take us off into other directions concerning social issues and race issues and immigration issues and things like that. And, you know, their tactics are not working for us, and their fear tactics that they employ on black America every election season is not working the way that they used to work. I mean, every year is something. Last 4 years ago, it was the police were the problem. Let's defund the police. Before that, and it's going to be again, oh, we're going to protect your right to vote. If you don't vote for us, you're going to lose your right to vote. 4 years before that, it was, oh, they're going to put you back in chains if you don't vote. We're not falling for it anymore. Now they're trying to roll out this Project 2025 and say, okay, black people, be afraid of that. Vote for that reason. No, we want to vote on what's best for our families, and we want to talk about the policies that the Democratic Party has in place that have hurt the black community in terms of the social programs, and now in terms of the immigration program, which they have not said during this election cycle that they have any intention of stopping. So we could very well see another 20 million people come across the border in the next 3.5 years if Kamala Harris is elected. All they want to do is entertain us. Just like Kamala Harris this weekend came to Atlanta to speak to the black community. But what did she do? She hired Meg Thee Stallion to twerk for black people as if this is the solution. Just entertain black people and then they're going to vote for us. And you're going to see the same thing during the convention. You're going to see a lot of black entertainers rolled out, maybe a couple of choirs, and they're going to try to entertain black people and say, okay, now we're speaking to black people's issues. They talk about every other issue, but when they get to black people's issue, it's entertainment. It's something silly. All right? Black men in specifically and black people in general are fed up. And now we're going to see, going forward from here, we want to know what is going to be done to enhance our lives. And we want to have options on the table. If conservatism is an option that is working best for us, then that's the direction we're going to go.
We've had some hard ways to go in society, but it's never because we were absentees in society. We have families and we live in society and we want to live and prosper in our family just like anyone else. There's no black guy, no white guy like that. We are Americans.
Hello, that's right. We are Americans. The Democrats make us feel as that the American flag is some sort of hate symbol. No, we're Americans. We're proud to be Americans. Believe it or not, a black man is proud to be an American. If you listen to the media, you would think that black people are opposed to the flag, are opposed to being American. We have fought in every war that this country has ever had. We have a big stake in America. When I go overseas, I'm proud of my American passport. I show it, hey, I'm from America. Black men are proud to be an American. And the social media are the celebrities that they try to make it seem like they speak for us. They don't. And thanks to social media, you're starting to hear what black people actually think, instead of having the talking heads that I don't know where they get these black people that are speaking so authoritatively as though they're speaking for all black people, but they got it all wrong. We got social media now. We can speak for ourselves, and if you take time to listen to what black people are saying, things are going to change.
And we should always respect one another.
And thank you for stopping by and checking me out. And I would like to know what you feel about the subject of what does the Democratic Party not know about Black America. Let me get the question exactly the way it was put forth in this video. What do you think Democrats understand the least about Black Americans and specifically Black men in America? I would like to know what you think. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, as always, peace and stay safe.